Today, we will start organic chemistry. Organic chemistry is basically the chemistry of carbon compounds, which excludes number one, oxides of carbon, number two, metallic carbonates, number three, metal cyanides, number four, metal carbides, etc. So basically, the chemistry of carbon compounds, normally in organic chemistry, all the carbon compounds, they contain hydrogen along with them. So we call them hydrocarbons. That means carbon along with hydrogen. Now, what are the source? Now, the source of organic compounds can be plants. This is number one. From plants, we can get sugar, we can get starch, we can get cellulose. Number two, animal source. Animal source. Now, urea, then protein and fats. Number three, coal. Now, from destructive distillation of coal, destructive distillation of coal, now we get benzene, then toluene, then naphthalene, then different dyes, drugs, and also perfumes. These are basically the source of organic compounds. Now, number four is the petroleum products. The petroleum products, plants, animal, then coal. Coal is basically the fossil fuel. Then petroleum products, gasoline or fuel gases, then petrol, naphtha. Now, number five, we can get organic compounds by fermenting some products. That means from fermentation. Fermentation. That means ethyl alcohol and acetic acid. Now, number six is from wood, from destructive distillation of wood. Now we get C2H5OH. This is ethyl alcohol, then acetic acid. Okay. And number seven, we can prepare organic compounds in the laboratory also. In the laboratory. So these are basically the different sources. These are basically the different sources of organic compounds. Now, at first, uh, it was assumed. Now, let us change the page. Okay. Now, at first, it was assumed the organic compounds. Now, the plant and the animal, the plant source and the animal, from plant and animal, these are basically the source of the organic compounds. And so the plant and the animal, these are basically the source of the organic compounds, and we get inorganic compounds. Now we get inorganic compounds from non-living sources. From non-living sources. Now, but in the year 1828, a German chemist, Friedrich Wöhler. Now, he was a German chemist, Friedrich Wöhler. He prepared organic compound from an inorganic compound. Now, NH4CNO, this is ammonium cyanate. It is an inorganic compound. And he heated this inorganic compound, ammonium cyanate, and he got urea, which is an organic compound. This is urea, which is a organic compound. Okay. Now in 1845, now after that, in 1845, now Kolbe, he just made acetic acid. The formula is CH3COOH. Now, from its constituent elements, now what are the constituent elements? One is carbon, another one is hydrogen, another one is oxygen. And in 1856, Berthelot, he synthesized, this is methane. He synthesized, this is methane gas. He synthesized methane gas. Okay. So basically, organic chemistry is basically the study of hydrocarbons. Now, to start with, we should know in brief what are the basic differences. Now, let us change the page. Okay. Now, what are the basic differences? What are the basic differences between organic compounds and inorganic compounds? Now, first thing is that compounds which contain carbon and hydrogen. All organic compounds should contain carbon and hydrogen. Other than carbon and hydrogen, organic compounds may contain nitrogen, may contain oxygen. Now, we will study about all those things in the later classes. But now, I should explain in very short just the points how to differentiate between an organic compound and an inorganic compound. Now, the number one point is the presence of carbon. The presence of carbon. Now, organic compounds, it should contain carbon. Without carbon, no organic compound. But it is not essential. It is not essential that all inorganic compounds should contain carbon. Okay. So carbon is not an essential element in case of inorganic compounds, but in case of organic compounds, it is an essential element. Now, number 2 point is the solubility in water. Solubility in water. Now, the organic compounds are not soluble in water. They are not soluble in water. The organic compounds, they are not soluble in water, but the inorganic compounds, uh, maximum inorganic compounds, they are soluble in water. Maximum inorganic compounds, they are soluble in water. Now coming to point number 3, that is the solubility in organic solvents. Now the solubility in organic solvents. Now what are basically organic solvents? For example, benzene, it is an organic solvent. Then alcohol, it is a organic solvent. Then chloroform, it is another organic solvent. Now the organic compounds, they are soluble in organic solvents, but the inorganic compounds, they are not soluble in organic solvents. Now coming to point number 4, that is the melting point and the boiling point. Okay. Now, in case of organic compound, normally they have low melting and boiling point. They have low melting and boiling point, and they can be easily decomposed on heating. Whereas in case of inorganic compounds, they have high melting and boiling points, and they normally do not decompose on heating. Now coming to point number 5, that is combustibility. Now that is combustibility. Now organic compounds, they are inflammable. They are inflammable. Okay. The organic compounds, they are inflammable. That means they catch fire easily, whereas the inorganic compounds, they do not burn easily. Now coming to point number 6. Now coming to point number 6, that is bonding. Okay. Now normally when elements they combine to form compounds, normally we see two type of bonds. One is a ionic bond. Now one is a ionic bond and the other is a covalent bond. Now ionic bond is basically the metals when they react with non-metals. The metals, they lose electron, and the non-metals, they gain electron. In this way, they form a positive and the negative ion, and then there will be a strong force of attraction between the two ions and they form a compound. Whereas in case of a covalent bond, two non-metals, they form a compound and they basically share the electron pairs. Now, as far as bonding is concerned, now organic compounds, they form covalent bonds. Whereas inorganic compounds, maximum of the inorganic compounds, I'm not saying all the inorganic compounds, but maximum of the inorganic compounds, they form ionic bonds. Okay. Now, the next point is conductivity. Now, coming to point number 7, now that is conductivity. Now, how electricity passes through organic or inorganic compounds, how they allow. Now, organic compounds, they are basically non-electrolytes. They are basically non-electrolytes. They are non-electrolytes. Whereas the inorganic compounds, those who are basically having ionic bonds, the inorganic compounds, those who have ionic bonds within them, they are a very good electrolytes. They are very good electrolytes. Okay. Now, the next point is now point number, okay. Now, the next point is, now I have to change the page. Here it is. Now, the next point is, yeah, the next point is isomerism. Now, that is point number 8. Now, we will talk about isomerism in our later classes when we will deal with organic chemistry. Then we will explain what is basically isomerism. Just for the time being, now this is organic compounds and this is inorganic compounds. Okay. Now, organic compounds, they show isomerism, whereas inorganic compounds, don't show isomerism. Now, point number 9 is color and smell. Now, organic compounds, they have a characteristic color and a characteristic smell, whereas most of the organic compounds, they are colorless. They are colorless and odorless. Okay. Now, moving on to the last point, that is point number 10. It is the difference between organic and inorganic compound based on reactions. Based on reactions. Now, in case of organic compounds, the reactions are slow, whereas if the inorganic compounds, they have ionic bonds, then the reactions will be fast. And if they have a covalent bond, then the reaction will be slow. So this is basically introduction of organic chemistry. This is a very important branch of chemistry. This is the first lesson of organic chemistry. Now here I just show you what is the basic difference between organic compound and inorganic compound based on 10 points. Then organic compounds are basically compounds which contains hydrogen along with carbon. Carbon is the main element along with hydrogen, so we call them hydrocarbons. And how there was a myth, the organic compounds can't be prepared from inorganic compounds, but yes, it can be prepared. Urea can be prepared from ammonium cyanate, which is a organic compound, and some source of organic compound we have learned today. Okay, so this much for today. And if you find the lesson helpful, please like it, share with your friends, subscribe my channel, and press the bell icon so that you get regular updates. Okay, thank you.